Hello everyone. Today I'll be reading a story called The Camera by Anonymous. This story has been requested quite a few times, so here it is. They found my camera 2 weeks after I disappeared. The cops said the tape was still running. That's the part I can't stop thinking about. The battery should have died long before that, but it didn't. The footage didn't stop, like something or someone wanted it to keep going. It started when I convinced 3 of my friends to explore Ash Valley with me, an abandoned town deep in the Appalachians. I'd read about it online, buried deep in forgotten forums, mostly written by lunatics or conspiracy addicts. But I'm a filmmaker, and I wanted something real. Something raw. Something no one else had the guts to get on tape. Jake was my best friend, skeptical, always questioning. Mia was more intuitive, said she felt things before they happened. And Drew? Well, Drew came because he thought it'd be funny. He liked old ghost towns, said they had flavor. The drive up was uneventful, but the trees started changing after a while. It wasn't just the season, it was the way they seemed to lean in, like they were listening, like they knew where we were going. When we crossed the rusted gates of Ash Valley, the sky shifted. Not darker, just heavier. I remember the silence, not peaceful, ominous, like the world was holding its breath. We explored the church first. The altar was burned, and weird symbols were carved into the walls. Not satanic, older. Jake thought it was a prank. Mia felt sick and refused to go upstairs. Drew went anyway. He found a tape recorder, started playing on its own. "She sees you now. You should not have come." He laughed it off. Nervous laughs. But I filmed it. Of course I did. That night, inside an old general store, I tried to turn off my camera. The battery popped out, but the red light stayed on. It was still recording. I blamed a glitch. Wanted it to be a glitch. We all went to sleep, except me. I rewatched the day's footage. Something was wrong. In the background of one of the shots, I saw someone, a figure, watching us from the edge of the trees. Hooded, motionless. None of us noticed it when we were there. The next day we went deeper into the town. The school was mostly intact. The blackboard had writing on it, fresh chalk. "Help me." I didn't write it. Neither did anyone else, and yet there it was. That afternoon, I filmed Mia walking alone by the church. I watched the footage later and saw her shadow split in two. There were 2 shadows, one hers, one slightly behind, mimicking. She disappeared that night. We searched until dawn. Drew found her shoe by the well. Jake and I lowered a flashlight. There was something down there, glowing, a flicker. I leaned over with the camera, saw myself, me, at the bottom of the well staring up. Mouth open like I was screaming, but no sound. We ran, packed to leave. But every road we took led us back to the church. Drew was next. He was behind us 1 second, gone the next. I played back the last shot I had of him, frame by frame. In one of them, just for a split second, behind him a hand, a thin gray inhuman hand. Jake wanted to destroy the camera. I wouldn't let him. Something told me that if we stopped recording, we'd disappear too. That night, we stayed in an old house we hadn't noticed before. It shouldn't have been there. None of us had seen it earlier, but there it was, waiting. Inside, mirrors, dozens, but none of them reflected us properly. Jake stood in front of one, and his reflection blinked, but he didn't. He ran. I followed. Shouldn't have. I found him hanging in the woods, just for a moment. Then he was gone. No rope, no tree. But I know what I saw. I was alone now. The camera was glued to my hand. I don't remember picking it up again. I don't remember hitting record, but it was on. Always on. It led me to the barn. I say led because I don't think I chose to go. I just moved. There was a circle of salt in the center. Bones on the floor, candles burning, though no one had lit them. In a VHS tape, just one, labeled, "Play Me." I did. The tape showed a girl being dragged into a circle, crying, pleading, screaming in a language I didn't know. The girl was me. I don't know how. I don't know when it was filmed, but I know what I saw. I watched myself being sacrificed by people wearing masks, Animal skulls, robes stitched with symbols from the church, and in the back of the room, holding the camera, another me. Then something shifted. I remembered. I had been there before. When I was little, my parents took me on a trip when I was 7. The car broke down near the woods. We stayed the night in a strange town. I thought it was a dream, a nightmare, but it wasn't. I was the only survivor of a cult sacrifice. The authorities found me wandering the road alone, covered in ash. They said I'd blocked it out, but something remembered me. Camera wasn't just filming, it was feeding something, reawakening the ritual. The town wasn't haunted, it was hungry. I tried to leave it behind. I ran until my legs bled. I screamed until my throat tore. But the camera followed, even when I dropped it. Even when I threw it into the river. It filmed, and it filmed, and it filmed. They found it on the edge of the forest 2 weeks later, still recording. They watched the tape. They saw what it saw. They saw me. And now they say the battery won't die. The tape won't stop. And sometimes, late at night, if you listen closely, you can hear my voice whispering from inside the camera, begging you not to look. But it's already too late, because the camera is watching you now, and the tape is still running. That concludes our story for today. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button below. If you want to hear more stories like these, then consider following. Thank you for listening. Have a good night and stay safe.